In 1992, a team of archaeologists and explorers, using satellite imagery and ancient maps in southern Oman, excavated a site that showed evidence of a large fortified settlement, with towers, walls, and wells. They also found pottery, coins, and inscriptions that dated to the 3rd century BC. The city was covered in sand as if the city was buried with all its people. The team were stunned, as their discovery might be the lost city of Ubar, or as it's known, Iram of the Pillars. Iram of the Pillars is a mysterious name that appears in the Quran, the Holy Book of Islam. It is said to be a lost city, region, or tribe that was destroyed by God for their disobedience and corruption. Some scholars believe that Iram was the same as Ubar, a legendary city in the Arabian desert that was buried by a sandstorm. Others think that Iram was a tribe of the Ad people, who were known for their great stature and 10 pillars. Irams of the Pillar is one of the few names in the Quran that is not explained or defined by the text itself. It is only mentioned once in Surah Al-Fajr verses 6 to 14, where it is linked to the Ad people who were punished by God for their arrogance and wickedness. The name Iram of the Pillars has been translated in different ways, such as Iram of the 10 poles, Iram of the columns, or Iram of the lofty buildings. The word imad in Arabic can mean pillar, column, tent pole, or support. Some interpreters suggest that the pillars refer to the physical structures of the city or the tribe, while others propose that they symbolize the power and glory of the Ad people. The location and identity of Iram of the Pillars has been debated for centuries by historians, archaeologists, and explorers. Some have tried to connect it with the biblical region of Aram, which was in Syria and Mesopotamia. One of the most popular theories about Iram of the Pillars is that it was the same as Ubar, a legendary city in the Rub al-Khali desert, also known as the Empty Quarter, and it was named the Atlantis of the Sands by the British intelligence agent known as the Lawrence of Arabia. In the heart of the vast Arabian desert, Lawrence of Arabia found himself captivated by a tale that stirred his very soul, the legend of Iram of the Pillars. It was a fascination that took root in the fertile soil of his imagination, growing into an all-encompassing obsession that would define much of his life. From the first moment he heard the whispers of Iram, Lawrence's curiosity was ignited. The allure of a lost city, veiled in mystery and surrounded by the shifting sands of time, urged him like a siren's call. He became obsessed with the stories, the myths, the possibilities that lay behind the dunes. The more Lawrence learned about Iram, the deeper he delved into its enigma. It wasn't just a quest for historical knowledge, it was a personal journey, a connection to the past that seemed both distant and intimately entwined with the present. The very idea of Iram became a puzzle, a riddle that demanded solving, and Lawrence, with his insatiable thirst for adventure, took up the challenge. As the years unfolded, Lawrence's obsession with Iram grew. It wasn't merely an intellectual pursuit, it became a quest that consumed his thoughts, dreams, and waking hours. The lost city became a beacon, guiding him through the labyrinth of historical records, ancient manuscripts, and the collective memories of the desert's inhabitants. His fascination with Iram wasn't confined to dusty dooms or scholarly discussions. Lawrence took to the desert, traversing its vast expanse, seeking out the nomadic Bedouin tribes whose stories held fragments of the elusive city's history. Each tale fueled his determination, and with every step through the shifting sands, he felt the pulse of Iram beating beneath the surface. Yet the more Lawrence sought, the more Iram eluded him. It became a chase through time, a relentless pursuit that defined his legacy. Even as he continued his military exploits and political endeavors, Iram remained a constant undercurrent in his life, a secret longing that never waned. Sadly, Lawrence's quest for Iram of the Pillars remained unfulfilled until the end of his days. The elusive city with its promises of ancient wonders slipped through his fingers like grains of sand. In 1935, Lawrence met an untimely death in a motorcycle accident, leaving behind a legacy that echoed with the footsteps of a man who chased the shadows of a lost city until his last breath. Lawrence's obsession with Iram though unfulfilled, is an impactful chapter in the tale of an extraordinary man. Iram of the Pillars found its roots in ancient Arabian mythology and is often associated with the story of the prophethood from the Islamic religion. The city is said to have been a prosperous and advanced civilization, but its people fell out of favor with God due to their sinful behavior. As a result, Iram faced a catastrophic end, disappearing beneath the sands and leaving behind only legends. While the story of Iram of the Pillars came from Arabian mythology and from the Holy Book of Quran, many Western mainstream media found the story of the city fascinating, and as always has included them in many films and video games. One of those games is Uncharted 3: Drake's Deception, which prominently featured the city as a central theme. In the game, protagonist Nathan Drake embarks on a thrilling adventure to uncover the secrets of Iram, navigating through treacherous landscapes and solving intricate puzzles. The inclusion of Iram adds a layer of historical mysticism to the game, blending action and exploration with the allure of a lost mythical city. In the game, Iram of the Pillar plays a pivotal role in the storyline, becoming the focal point of the protagonist's adventure. The game, developed by Naughty Dog, seamlessly blends action, exploration, and puzzle solving with the allure of a lost city shrouded in mystery. The narrative unfolds as Nathan Drake, a charismatic and resourceful treasure hunter, embarks on a quest to uncover the secrets of Iram. The city is presented as a legendary and mythical place, rumored to be filled with unimaginable wealth and ancient artifacts. Throughout the game, players navigate diverse landscapes, from bustling marketplaces to treacherous desert landscapes, in pursuit of this fabled city. However, the downfall of Iram of the Pillars in Uncharted 3 is intricately tied to the game's overarching theme of deception. According to the game's lore, the city's inhabitants were seduced by the power of the jinn, supernatural entities associated with Arabian mythology. As the people of Iram succumbed to their desires and sought the forbidden knowledge offered by the jinn, their actions drew the wrath of the divine. In their pursuit of power, the citizens of Iram became consumed by their own greed and ambition, ultimately leading to the city's demise. The divine punishment took to the form of a massive and catastrophic sandstorm that buried the once prosperous city beneath the dunes, wiping it from the face of the earth. The jinn, initially perceived as bringers of prosperity, became harbingers of destruction as their influence contributed to the city's downfall. The game's narrative skillfully intertwines historical elements with supernatural elements, creating an atmosphere of tension and intrigue. Players explore the remnants of Iram, solving puzzles, navigating perilous environments, and engaging in intense action sequences to progress through the story. The allure of Iram becomes a driving force for the protagonist, pushing him to confront his own motivations and face the consequences of his action. The game's storyline weaves themes of deception, redemption, and the consequences of unchecked ambition into the fabric of the quest for Iram, adding layers of complexity to the overall narrative. The game's designer meticulously crafted the city's ruins, capturing the grandeur of a once majestic civilization now buried beneath the sands. The shifting sands, dilapidated structures, and atmospheric lighting contribute to the sense of awe and mystery surrounding Iram, creating a visually compelling backdrop for the gameplay. The silver screen has also embraced the enigma of Iram, weaving it into the fabric of cinematic storytelling. While not always explicitly named, the concept of a lost city with ancient secrets and mystical significance appear in movies like Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. In this film, the protagonists embark on a quest that leads them to the hidden city where the Holy Grail is said to reside, echoing the allure of a lost civilization and the quest for ancient knowledge. The mythical city has also found its way into more fantastical settings. Films such as the Mummy franchise incorporate elements of Iram, drawing inspiration from its mysterious disappearance and the potential consequences of awakening ancient powers. The inclusion of Iram adds an element of myth and magic to these cinematic adventures, captivating audiences with the allure of the unknown. Television series have not shied away from incorporating the legend of Iram into their narratives. Shows like Stargate SG-1 delve into the exploration of ancient civilization and lost cities, drawing parallel to the myth of Iram. The concept of a city that vanished due to divine wrath or supernatural forces provide a compelling backdrop for the characters' journeys and quests for knowledge. In a different vein, animated series like The Secrets of the Sword explore the mystical aspects of Iram, presenting it as a realm of magic and wonder. Here, the city becomes a focal point for characters seeking ancient artifacts and facing mystical challenges, further contributing to the myth's enduring popularity across different genres. The inclusion of Iram of the Pillars in mainstream media reflects the enduring fascination with ancient myths and lost civilization. The mythical city serves as a narrative device that adds depth and mystery to the storytelling, allowing creators to blend history, fantasy, and adventure seamlessly. Its presence in video games, movies, and TV shows underscores the timeless appeal of stories that transcend the boundaries of time and geography, capturing the imagination of audiences worldwide. Back to the real history. Iram was described by ancient writers as a rich and prosperous city that traded in frankincense, a valuable resin used for perfume and incense. Iram was also said to be the home of the Queen of Sheba, who visited King Solomon in Jerusalem. According to legend, Iram was destroyed by a sandstorm or an earthquake, and its ruins were hidden under the sand for centuries. The same goes for its people, the Ad people, who were nomadic Bedouins that lived in tents. The pillars could refer to the tent poles that supported their dwellings, or the wooden stakes that marked their territory. Some inscriptions found in the Wadi Rum, a valley in Jordan, mentions the name of Iram, Ad, and Thamud, another tribe that was punished by God in the Quran. These inscriptions suggest that these tribes were related and that they roamed the Arabian desert in ancient times. What gained Iram of the Pillars its infamy was its appearance in the Arabian Nights, a collection of stories from the Middle East and Asia that was compiled between the 8th and 14th century. One of the stories, titled The City of Many Columns, Iram and Abdullah son of Abi Kulaba, tells the tale of a man who visits Iram and meets its king, Shaddad. Shaddad claims that he built Iram as a paradise on earth, with gardens, palaces, and treasures. He also says that he defied God and that he is immortal. However, when Abdullah tries to leave Iram, he finds that the city has vanished and that he is alone in the desert. The story of Iram is still a mystery, and there is no definitive answer to its location and identity. It remains a fascinating topic for historians, archaeologists, and explorers, as well as for storytellers and adventurers. In conclusion, our exploration of Iram of the Pillars supports the very existence of the mystery itself. The more we unravel, the more questions arise, and therein lies the beauty. Let us revel in the satisfaction of seeking, of questioning, and of embracing the unknown. Iram of the Pillar invites us to transcend the limits of certainty, to savor the thrill of the undiscovered, and to find contentment in the journey itself. Thank you for watching. If you have found this video entertaining and helpful, please share, subscribe, like, and comment. It helps the channel grow and provide similar videos for your entertainment.